Hello everybody, it's Tina at Tina Stitches. Welcome to my channel. Today is August the 2nd, Monday, August the 2nd, and it's been a while. It's been a long time since I've done a video. This is a channel about cross stitch, and I have a lot of cross stitch to show you. I had been trying to do weekly or bi-weekly videos, but July was kind of crazy. So yeah, it didn't happen, and I made time today to make it happen because it's still pretty crazy busy here. Gonna try not to say so much, but you know, it happens. I also have a dog that got a new toy, and so if the squeaking gets out of control, I might have to stop the video and take the toy away, which would be not very nice. So I'm going to try to see how it goes. So I am in a couple of challenge groups on Facebook, but I'm in the 24 hours of cross stitch group and in the monthly magazine challenge group. I have not been active at all in the 24 hours of cross stitch, and July was just not happening at all for the monthly magazine challenge group. I did get quite a bit of stitching done on various projects. Some of them got a lot of progress, and some of them I've fallen behind, and some of the things I forgot to bring. Hold. And we're back. And one of the reasons I'm filming in the dining room, even though it's not the prettiest thing to look at, is because all of my stuff is down here in the living room, and it's easier than making 10 trips up the stairs. My craft room is still occupied. That's one of the reasons why we've been so busy, is because we are cleaning and making the eldest son's new home habitable. So that's what I've been up to for the last couple days that I've had off. I've been over there scrubbing and ripping out carpets and stuff, because the previous tenants were just horrible slobs. So let's just leave it at that. So that's why he's living here, because he can't live over there. So, and that's why I'm cleaning over there, so he will get out of there. So, anyways, you're here for cross stitch, not to hear about life. I mean, another thing that happened that was a really big part of my not filming was that my husband did have his back surgery. That happened July 19th. He went in, and July 20th he came home. We came home. It was we were pretty remote, so we had to travel to get it done, and if we had lived local to the hospital, the surgeon would have let him go the same day. So he had a lumbar discectomy and decompression on one disc. There is another disc that is questionable, but I think we're just not going to go there right now, and we see the surgeon on September 1st. So we'll see what he says then. when I spoke to the surgeon after the surgery was finished, he said it took less time than expected and everything went swimmingly. So now that I've updated you on the big things in, well, actually that was 2. Number 3 is my youngest son also bought a house, and he is moved into his house right next door. So his room became available, and my husband moved his office from down in the basement where it's dark and dingy and up to the, we call it the rainbow room, because when the woman who lived here tried to paint, she poorly attempted, well, some poor color choices were made, and so there's orange walls and yellow walls and pink doors. So yeah, and but the house has beautiful hardwood floors, so we will paint the walls. All good. So let's get into the stitching, because I know that's really what you want to see. I was going to try to save the life stuff for after. So I won't be getting into any stitching right now because the boys are coming home for pizza. So I will have to put this on hold. Okay, I'm back. I told the kids to heat up the pizza and take it back to their place. So that's what they did. They don't have any microwaves. They have all the other appliances. Well, no small appliances. They have the big appliances, but that's it. So actually Keegan doesn't have a stove. It's a whole thing. So anyways, you're here for the stitching, and I don't know how long it's been, but I talked about life, and so I guess I better tell you about the stitching. The dog is upstairs with the ball, and hopefully, because I'm using the mic, hopefully that's not transmitting too horribly. So I've worked on 9 things for sure. I don't think I've touched Crystal Christmas, so I left it over there because I'm pretty sure I have not done anything since my last video. So I'm just going to start at what's closest. Actually, I worked on 10 things if you count this. And this is Dressmaker's Daughter by Mirabilia. And this is the one that I worked on most recently. I picked it up on the 1st because that's what I'm trying to do, is work on it on the 1st or the 20th of the month, because that's when the change of seasons happens in Australia or North America. And I'm working on the Australian seasons because it's a thing that I've been doing since I started this back in 2019, I believe. 18, September of 2018. It is stitched on 32 count lavender something by Extrude Designs, Sweet Lavender Belfast by Extrude Designs. I am not going to be inserting pictures because computer problems still a thing. So here's where it is now. And if you remember, I shouldn't be showing the chart. Hopefully you couldn't make much of that. So if you remember where it was last time, this was pretty much the same. The only thing that I added was a few lines of purple over here. I only worked on it for a couple hours last night. Got hair on it too. So that's where it's at. And I'm probably going to work on it a couple more days before I put it away. That wasn't the original plan. The original plan was I wanted to pick something to focus on and just work on that. But then that's not going to happen either. So I might as well work on that one for a couple more days and see what happens. So the next one I'm going to show you is one that I did work on for quite a while, just after the surgery. I needed something mindless, and so, not that this is mindless, but it's very repetitive, and I'm just looking for a piece of paper or something to put behind this, because it's very see-through. And of course, so this next one that I'm going to show you is England's Rose by Coleman, and this is in the March 1998 magazine, The Stitchery. And I've had it since March 1998. Really, really liked this pattern and decided I really need to make it. And that was, I don't know how long ago, and it's not finished yet. So I had to make some conversions because the colors, some of the supplies are just not available anymore. And so this is what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. And I converted it to a much darker shades of pink. And let me see. That should help. Here's where I am. So it doesn't look a whole lot different, but you can see the areas here are filled in. They were not before. So there was a lot of outlining these rows here with one thread and outlining the Jessica stitches with a thread, putting these beads in, putting, you know, it's just random stitches that needed to be done because they weren't done yet. The other thing that I have to do is the rose motifs in the corner, and I started beading one of them. There is supposed to be a gold bead in this row here, but I don't have that particular bead in my stash right now, so I'm starting up a shopping list on 123. But I really need to refrain myself because moving these kids has been expensive. So, this I probably worked on for about 5 to 7 days. And I did notice this row of Jessica stitches still needs the gold outline, like here. So this row has the gold around the edge, and this side does not. So the gold around the edge here, the beads up here, and the beads in the corner. And then I think it's finished. And I did start this on a Friday night, and I posted on Friday off the grid group, Facebook. And I had a lot of compliments on it. And I'm very happy with the progress. I would really like to just pick it up and get it finished, but I just have so many things to do. And for anybody who was asking, this pattern has already been promised to somebody else. Sorry. And that's another reason why I wanted to get it finished, because then I could pass it on like I promised years ago. It's coming. So that one. And now we might as well get into this, since I opened it up. This is what I call Sexy Sampler. It is also known as Lettre de GGT. GGR. So, pulling out the cover page. I told him to heat up the pizza, put it in the pizza box, and go. Did you hear me?
What?
I told them to heat up their pizza, put it in the pizza box, and go.
Kiddo. Just kiddo. Puppies. Where's my favorite puppies? Sit. Sit. Good girl. Gidget. Come here. Come here. Sit. Good girl. Still recording?
Yes, I am.
Alright, you gonna edit that? Or you just gonna leave me right in there?
I might just leave it in there because I can't do much editing.
Ah, don't worry, your computer's.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Which means Gidget.
Yeah. Gidget. Go outside. Get the ball. Come on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Come on, you little idiot.
Okay. So, husband has graciously taken the dogs outside to hopefully wear down Gidget. I don't know if she was extremely squeaky. If that was hard on your ears, I'm really sorry. So, back to the stitching. letter T by GGR. So where I was last time was up in this corner, and I had a bit of the border and the T and the unicorn done. And yeah, it's not your eyes. This is the actual cover page, and if you try to look it up on the internet, all you get is big blurs because they did tone on tone, and it's very difficult to see. So the only way to see is to actually look at the pattern. I'm not going to show you the pattern. So there's a fancy letter T, a unicorn, another letter T, and then we're getting into this big motif with a fancy bird in the middle, probably a peacock. And then down here is some tree motifs and what looks like a giant shepherd. And so I had the T and the unicorn done, and I worked down, and I'm stitching this on 40 count, I believe. Edinburgh linen, I believe, which I dyed myself. So you can't buy this color because I made it. Anchor black on hot pink. That's my sexy sampler. This is a needle minder I got from, it's a Kelmscott Designs. So there's the border I talked about. There's the fancy T. There's the unicorn. A windmill, look, a windmill. And the start of this big centerpiece. That was all stitched before. So everything here, down, and over is new. This is what I took it with me to the city, but there was really no way that I was going to work on this. It's 40 count. But I took it because, you know, wishful thinking, right? I thought, well, maybe in the hospital. But nope. I did a new start instead. But this is looking good. There's an alphabet started down here. When I was working on it, I didn't want to put it down, and I actually made a mistake, and I had to fudge. And when I have to fudge something, you have to keep going until the fudge is, all the stitching around it is done so that you don't miscount. But these trees, bushes, whatever they are one stitch short here. And I didn't realize it until I believe I was gonna put these guys in. And then I realized this doesn't match up with this. So I found where I made the mistake and I fudged it. So this has got an extra row along the bottom of these three pieces. And I made sure when I stitched this that I made it short as well. I don't know exactly where I went here and then here. I don't know. All I know is I found it. I fudged it. And now we're good to go. So there it is. That one, I believe, probably got about 3 days of love, and they were when I was off work, so they were good days. Next one in the pile is something that I only worked on for one day because I thought, hey, I could do Christmas in July. And I thought, what a good way to get these reindeer out of my whip pile and get them finished. So I picked up Vixen because it was the closest to a finish. It's probably still the closest to a finish, but it's not finished. I put one strand of thread into the border and decided I don't like Christmas in July. So that's all I got. But it's a strand closer to being finished, and that's what counts. The other big project that I pulled out was because it's July, it's my birthday month, and I realized I hadn't really been working on this project as much as I should be, and since it's July, or it was, I should be working on it instead of other things. So I picked up Hatter by Gecko Rouge. This was started January 1st of 2020, I believe. It was a Christmas present, and I had got the kit, 25 count, easy guide, and all of the, you know, the paper pattern and the floss and everything, it's a great kit. I think I'll have enough thread. The fabric is definitely big enough. And then I have Pattern Keeper, and it was available as a PDF, but I didn't get the PDF, so long story short, I eventually did get the PDF, and I believe I may have had to buy it, but because I already had the kit, I didn't have to pay for a full kit again. Anyways, here's where it's at now. So I worked over here, and this up here is into the next page up. For Gecko Rouge patterns on Pattern Keeper, I don't believe it shows you the page breaks. It doesn't show me anyways. I didn't look into it too much to see if it was something that I could turn on a setting. So I looked at my papers, and I know right about here is the next page up. So right there. And I worked on this for about 5 days, evenings, because I was back to work. So, but still about 300 stitches a night, I believe. 10th stitch, half cross, 2 strands over 1 on 25 count. There it is. My needle minder is from Denkai Designs. I park my own way. I had been doing 10 by 10 grids and park in the next available stitch, but it was like, it got so thick. It was not fun. Not the stitching itself, but the parked threads were so dense. It got hard to find the right color, so I'm just stitching it my way. I find in this instance I'm working down up, so I find the lowest stitch in this area, say, and I work it up to where I'm comfortable, and then I park it or I end it. That's what I do. I'm happy with it. I would keep working on it, but other things need to be worked on as well. So there's a lot to show you because, you know, a whole month. So I don't know if I showed this in my last video. I don't believe I did because my cover picture was actually just the threads laying out for this. So I think I showed you the threads I had picked. This is the actual stitching. And I had made a boo-boo. And I don't know how I'm going to fix it. This is Strawberry Stitches by Jeanette Douglas in the just cross stitch May, June 2011. I think I did show it because it was my June start for the monthly magazine challenge because this summer was a theme and strawberries, summer, you know. So my problem happens because I did not read the entire list of floss, and I just substituted what I saw as a list. I don't want to show you the chart. This list here, right? Little did I know that on the other side there's more, and they're grouped by manufacturer, not by color or stitch. So I had pulled out from my stash 4 shades of green that matched the DMC equivalent, 3 shades of green, and then I started to stitch, and then I realized I have this open space. What is that color? I went and looked at the color, and it is Olive Grove by Gloriana, which I had already picked and used on a different stitch. Simple. So I need to find a silk or overdyed to go in the spaces. But there's what I've got done so far. So yeah, there's a lot of spaces here. That's supposed to be another shade of green. So we'll see. 32 count cream Belfast linen. It was in my stash, a recent acquisition, and I'm not exactly sure what it was acquired for. It could have been for this, because I'm pretty sure I had this project picked out before I placed this order. So It works. And that needle minder is one I made myself. I'm actually thinking of switching it out to a different project because it's more suitable to the other project, which I do have here. So let's see what needle minder is currently on it. We'll see. So the next one that I have to show you is my Owl Forest Embroidery Alice in Wonderland stitch along that I should probably take off the Q-snaps. I'm not going to. I am so far behind on this. I think third. I don't know how many parts there are. If there's 8, I've done 5, right? I'm 3 behind. I believe this is part 6 here. And down here is the start of part 7. That's where I am. I did take this with me to the city, but I did not work on it. Mainly because I got discouraged because this is my conversion and I did not have my colors written down for what they were supposed to be. And I read this symbol to be white. Anyways, this thread is the wrong thread. I should have used a darker thread. And the thread that this same thread is what I'm using for white mushroom, which when I did the conversion with the DMC, it looked like this light purple. When you see the stitched versions, it's actually more white. But my medicine bottles have a purple glass, which is fine. I like it. I'm a little bit perturbed about this. I think I might just take some of the color it's supposed to be, like one strand, and go over a few parts of it. I did not do the gold bits on it because I can't make up my mind whether I want to use gold, like I did with the key, or the yellow. And that is supposed to say drink me across there, and there's supposed to be some back stitching here, but I haven't done that because I'm working with paper copies, black and white, so I don't know what colors they're supposed to be stitched in. I will catch up eventually. These are the colors I'm using. So where it was supposed to be the door is supposed to be in this color instead of this color. So I'm not taking that door off. It's staying. It might get some accents. So I think we have one more whip, and then I have a fully finished object and a new start. So, Beloved. Beloved is a big piece. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs. Started it in 2019? No, 2016. August of 2016. So this is going to be its 5-year anniversary, and it's still not finished. That's okay. Whatever. I do stitch on this mostly in the mornings before I go to work, so it's like my 30 minutes a day project. And on the weekends, I try to get more like 2 hours into it. Technically, it doesn't get 30 minutes a day because Friday, I generally don't have time to sit down and work on it because Friday is what we call early day. We go to work early, we get off early. So, win, lose, lose, win, you know. So, here's where it's at. I don't have the cover picture here, so you'll just have to imagine this is actually, my tablet is right here, so let me just pull it up. And then you can see if I can hold it. So that's what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. I did change out her ear to be not an elf ear, but you can't see that because it's rolled up now. So last time you saw it, this finger here was not finished, and up into his arm was not finished, but we were down quite a bit there. And here's where it is. So let's put that back over there. So the finger is finished and all of the shading is starting below it. His arm is finished. And we're getting a lot of stitching done. So I was working on it this morning and I noticed that every stitch up to row 451 is finished. So the topmost stitches that need to be done are 452 and down. Still not at 80% finished, and there's still over 20,000 black stitches to do. This is stitched 2 over 1 half cross on 25 count even weave. Pretty sure it's Zweigart Lugana. It's got that orange band. If I remember right, that means Zweigart. Even weave. That's really the most important part. Okay. Whips. That was it for whips. There's a new start in this pile here somewhere. Here it is. So when we were going to get ready for the surgery, I knew I had to bring a project. Whether it be for in the car or at the hotel or at the hospital, I needed to bring something to stitch. I brought Alice and I brought the Sexy Sampler. But both of those are stitched on linen and not exactly easy to work on in the car. I've worked on Alice in the car, so that one's okay, but like I said, I was not happy with it because of the door. And because I was not at work, I couldn't print off the next parts. So I was kind of stuck. So I had a new start. And I realized it as we were about to leave. This is an Ada project, so it would be good for the car, it would be good for hotel, bad lighting, and it would be good for hospital. Don't mind the crinkle. And it's got red. Look at that glorious red. Beautiful. This is Girl in a Poppy Field by Vivaco. It's a kit. It was a Christmas present from either my son or my husband. They both shop off of my 1, 2, 3 wish list, so it was one of them. I'm pretty sure it was Christmas. So this was a new start because it's on Ada. It's still in the Q-snap, but that might change. And it goes this way. And that's all I did. I only stitched on it in the hotel and a little bit at the hospital. Because I could only stay for so long and such. And it's just that bit of her shoulder there. This is just being stitched on the kit fabric with the kit threads, and it's good enough for me. It is a kind of scratchy Ada, but I find that the case with most Adas. So that's my new start. And now fully finished objects. I don't have anything actually. This should work nicely to show it off. Let's see. This is the Sweetheart Tree Bumblebee Fob. That was my lunchtime project last year for quite a while. It is fully finished. And I did change the beads after all. I had, sorry, I'm looking at these beads and wondering, are those the ones I need? I had changed the beads and then decided I didn't like it, put it away, and then when I pulled it out, I was like, those are great. What am I thinking? Those are fantastic colors. They go perfectly with this design. And there's even a little bee on the tassel. And these are the bumblebee scissors that my husband got me for birthday or Christmas. Is 1, 2, 3. There it is. So I do have this beside my chair for when I'm stitching, except it will go on my display in my craft room when I get it back. So, now plans. Plans are, so Okay, here's my planner. Okay, this is June. This is what it typically looks like. I have a list. I have the days across. I put an X on what I stitch on. In June, I did a lot of work on Beloved and Crystal Christmas and Owl, and I even a little bit on Adele. July, I just sat down yesterday on August the 1st and wrote down things that I remembered I worked on. So, August, got my list again, and I even have my monthly magazine challenge. Kind of started planning that. So, the theme for August is birds. Should be from a magazine. So, I decided that I should work on this one because I really don't need to start another one, and there are birds in it. And you'll see why that needle minder would work perfectly with this. I am going to swap them. Do that right now because this is the key needle minder does not necessarily mean, well, okay. This sampler is from a magazine, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is the just cross-stitch June 1999, and welcome birds, particularly swans. So that's why I swapped out the needle minder. This is where it's starting, and I don't know which way I'm going to go. I'm just going to put it on a Q-snap and figure it out. That's one. Next thing that I have planned is it's my sister's birthday month. She is born in August, and this I started in May because I really want to stitch it because it makes me think of my sister. So I am going to pull out Queen Mariposa and put some more love into her. I have not figured out how to make it fit into the acrostic aside from N for Nora Corbett, because the acrostic is sunflower. So I have N, Nora Corbett, F, Forest for Owl Forest Embroidery, L, letters to Gigi, so Sexy Sampler might get some more love, O, Owl Forest, W, welcome, Teresa Wentzler's welcome. So I still have S, U, and E, and R. I knew I had something. Adele Sessler is the designer for the Beloved pattern, so that's S. E could be Heaven and Earth Designs, so I need U and R. I don't have anything on Under the Sea Fabrics. So that's another plan. And then the last thing, actually, is this a realist? If this is realist, then I've got my R. Yes, there's my R. Sarah and Kim of Stitch and Stuff are hosting a stitch along for Biscornu. It's supposed to be a new Biscornu, a new pattern, and I'm not going to start anything new. I have way too much going on. And I can't really get into my craft room right now to really play with my stuff. So I'm just gonna be there in spirit and work on my Biscornu Dawn by Realist. I'm cheating. I already have it started. But, you know. It's a beautiful Biscornu, and that one is going to take a while. It is very dense stitching. It was my lunchtime project, and then I switched to Alice when the Owl Forest embroidery thing happened. So that's my plans. Now I do have a thank you, a couple of thank yous. Did write them down. One is Janet Jabber. I got a little bit of happy mail. Just a little card to say hello. And that was a really nice surprise. And for some reason, they put on this sticker because the postal code was messed up. So something was messed up with it. And then I got a little bit of stash from 123. So because I had stole Olive Grove from a kit, I had to replace it before I start that project. So I got 2 more of those. And I got some more Turkish red because it's used quite a bit in the Owl Forest. In my conversion of the Owl Forest Alice in Wonderland cell. I don't know how much I'm going to need, so I ordered 3 more because I really like it, so why not? So that was mail, and I also have a thank you to send out to Leah Noel of Aviatrix Stitcher. She did a shout out about a week ago, and then my subscribers went way up, my subscribership. So thank you to Leah Noel for shouting me out for the Under the 1000 Sub Club. I mean, she really went above and beyond, praising. I was very grateful. And I'm in touch with her about something that she needs finished. So let's just leave it at that. And I think that's it. Yeah. That's my thank yous. my haul, which right now is going to be very limited because I did go a little bit crazy in the summer. And like I said, these kids moving out is getting expensive. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at TinaStitches74. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye.